So we just found out about Sonic Colors Ultimate not that long ago, and Sonic Colors Ultimate is a pretty substantial upgrade to the original Sonic Colors. There's a lot in that trailer they don't showcase or show, which is kind of disappointing on a Sega marketing perspective, but they should have showed a lot more because this is doing a lot for Sonic Colors. They're even refining the controls, they're adding customization, they're changing a little bit of level design, adding in a brand new Wisp that does new things that has never been in Sonic Colors before, and of course they're upgrading the graphics. And even the trailer showed incorrect graphics of how the game is actually going to look because that trailer is a lot older than some of the screenshots. So if you ever seen any Tropical Resort videos, it's because, yeah, that's literally an older version and it looks worse. But the studio that's actually responsible for this is Blind Squirrel Entertainment. They have handled the BioShock Collection, Sunset Overdrive on PC, and the Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced Edition, and just recently the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So now we're getting Sonic Colors from them next. And they have done a significant amount of changes to some of these things, like Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I think Sonic Colors Ultimate is comparable to something like that. It's a massive upgrade and change in graphics and new additions, which I think is really cool. And this got me thinking, is Sega's go-to people going to be Blind Squirrel Entertainment now for more ports in the future? Because if Sonic Colors succeeds and Blind Squirrel Entertainment succeeds in making a great port, an upgraded port at that, then I feel like Sega will probably want to go back to them if we get more ports such as Sonic Unleashed. So I have some ideas for Sonic Unleashed Ultimate if Blind Squirrel Entertainment decides to start working on it, which I feel like could be a possibility. I still don't think Unleashed being on PC or just having a port is out of the question. So for today's video, I'm going to bring you a list of changes and additions for a Sonic Unleashed Enhanced port, aka Sonic Unleashed Ultimate. Sonic Unleashed is probably the most fan-requested Sonic game to be ported to modern consoles and PC. So it'd be a big surprise if this actually happened because it seems like Sega thinks Sonic Unleashed doesn't exist, but I hear a lot of people say, well, they're not going to port Sonic Unleashed because of the poor reception, and well, games like Sonic Lost World got ported regardless. And that game had mediocre and poor reception across both versions of the game, but it still got ported to PC regardless. May have not been an enhanced port, but it still got ported regardless. But let's hop into the things I think they would add and change about a Sonic Unleashed port or enhanced port like Sonic Colors Ultimate. First things first, the game needs to be in a smooth 60 FPS. Sonic Unleashed is known for not running that well at all. On Xbox, it runs at a kind of stable 30 FPS if you're playing on the Xbox Series X, but if you're playing on any hardware below, it has tons of frame drops in specific areas in the game. And yeah, while the PS3 version runs at 60 FPS or an unlocked frame rate, it is very, very unstable and somehow worse than the Xbox version because it is less stable and can drop to even lower frame rates than the Xbox version. And a lot of people use the excuse, well, Unleashed looks too good for its time. And that's not really an excuse, the game was just poorly optimized. And the fact that it's just now able to run well on a modern day console such as the Xbox Series X shows that it just wasn't optimized that well. It took 12 years for this game to run at a stable frame rate. The next thing they should do is probably port the game to Hedgehog Engine 2 or, if possible, Unreal Engine 2, which will make it easier for them to probably develop and upgrade new textures for the game and make it just look overall better. Sonic Colors Ultimate has moved to Unreal Engine because its previous engine I believe was Physics Engine, but I think that is now integrated within Unreal Engine and many other things now, so they just did a straight upgrade to Unreal Engine for Sonic Colors Ultimate. Now getting into the gameplay, I think they should improve how Sonic controls in terms of the day stages. They should change the homing attack button to be normal, kind of like Generations. You press X or A to do the homing attack, so that way it makes more sense with how Sonic games have been for the most part. Or for some people that may be an issue, so add an option to allow you to change your controls between square also being the boost / homing attack button. I think that way both groups of people could be happy. But to also further improve the controls, they should make Sonic's drift a little bit better, because in Sonic Unleashed, drifting sometimes will feel useless, especially in Empire City. And that first turn that they want you to do, you can be hugging the wall and start drifting and you'll still probably slide off. It's really, really loose and it needs to be tightened up a bit like Generations. That also factors into Sonic's overall control. It needs to be tightened up a little bit so that way he doesn't feel as loose as he does in Unleashed, because sometimes he'll feel maybe a little bit too loose and just being a little bit more tight and allow you to actually control Sonic a bit more would just be overall better. Because I think that's why a lot of people like replaying the Unleashed project, which ports all of the daytime stages into Generations, because Generations typically has the better control. And this is a thing more so for the daytime stages. We need a motion blur toggle, because yes, if the game gets an enhanced port, it will look better and the higher frame rate will help you see a bit more, but the motion blur is still a bit much in Sonic Unleashed. And if you were able to turn it down or turn it off, I think it would improve a lot and actually make it look a lot better and be able to see more while you're playing. One thing that Sonic Colors Ultimate is doing that I think is pretty cool is customization. Because in Sonic Colors Ultimate, you can customize Sonic's boost effect and his gloves and his shoes, and I think it's a really cool idea, and I think this should be carried over to a Sonic Unleashed Ultimate where you could customize that as well. But I also think if you beat the game, you unlock Chip's bracelet, and that could be a customizable option for Sonic to actually wear in game. And maybe you'd be allowed to customize how that even looks with different effects. But I think just as Sonic Colors Ultimate, there should be like different boost effects, especially the Sonic movie boost effect where it gives him the electricity effect, and maybe a Dark Gaia and Light Gaia boost effect for Sonic Unleashed. I think that would be really cool. And as for the gloves, it could be any colors, kind of like how Sonic Colors is doing it. Maybe like gold or silver or rainbow color, it doesn't really matter. But I don't think skins should be just exclusive for daytime Sonic. I think the Werehog should get some skins as well. It's pretty difficult to give him claw effects because each color of the claws actually means something different if you pick up an item in the nighttime stages. So instead, I think just a character skin is good enough. And I was thinking maybe like different colors for the Werehog, like white or purple, like Darkspine Sonic purple. I think that would be really cool. It'd be kind of funny if they gave him a blue skin that's just kind of like normal Sonic. I think I would love to see that actually. But speaking of the Werehog does need some control refinement because there's quite a few issues with the Werehog in my opinion. The big issue I want to get out the way is just the way he feels running around. I feel like his 360 movement should just be slightly better, and I don't think this is out of the range of an enhanced port because Sonic Colors Ultimate is getting refined controls. I think something they should also do with the Werehog is have the detection for grabbing stuff be a lot better. Sometimes you can be standing right in front of something or an object or an enemy and it just doesn't work sometimes and you have to reposition yourself. They should make that definitely a bit better. They also need to refine the Werehog's hit detection because sometimes you can literally be hitting an enemy and it just doesn't detect the hit at all, and the Werehog whiffs a lot of the time. And I think this would be a pretty simple fix by changing the hitbox sizes and whatnot. Just overall control refinement to the Werehog I think would make it a lot better. Now let's talk about some additions to make it even better instead of refining stuff that's already there. So something that a lot of other action games have are cancel windows, which basically means while you're hitting a button, you can cancel into another button to chain a combo. And you can kind of do this with the Werehog, but you kind of have to commit to one combo, and there isn't really much canceling unless you're using Unleashed mode. And Unleashed mode's cool and all, you hit faster, but I don't think it should allow you to be able to cancel. I think you should be able to cancel by default. For example, if I hit square, 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 I should be able to cancel into a Y attack, which is the special attack, and then continue a Y combo. You can kind of do this reversed by doing the Show Hog Ken, which is basically a Shoryuken, which launches the enemy into the air, but you can only do one combo in the air. And I wish it was a bit more smooth and more like other action games, say like Kingdom Hearts or Bayonetta or DMC. The Werehog has some interesting options, but they could be just a lot more smooth and more smooth feeling. One thing for sure is the block should be improved for the Werehog in the dodge roll, as they kind of don't feel that great to do, and I feel like they should be improved on and just make them more smooth and actually have like a lock-on feature, because I feel like that would make a lot more sense, because if you're near an enemy and you can actually like do a dodge roll to the side of them, but you can't really tell if you're locked onto them or not. I think those would be some great quality improvements for the Werehog, but the absolute biggest improvement would be giving him a drop shadow. This is pretty important for platforming, and it'd be very important for Eggman Land where you have to make that blind jump. But I think a big quality of life improvement for the entirety of Sonic Unleashed is the metal grind that you have to do for Adabat. I think lowering the metal count I mean, it would make things easier, not make you have to grind, but I feel like it would just be a better decision overall to just make that a thing, because I think the medals are kind of an annoying thing for a lot of people for Sonic Unleashed, because it kind of puts you at a wall and you have to go do other things to progress the main game, and that can be quite frustrating, especially for a Sonic game where you don't really have to grind in many other Sonic games besides Sonic Rush Adventure for some reason. It'd be so much more worthwhile if the medals gave you more customization options as you go through the game depending on how many medals you have. I think that would be really rewarding and make people want to go out of their way to get more medals. But I want to know, what is your guys' wish list for a Sonic Unleashed Ultimate port? These are some of the things I'd want to see in a Sonic Unleashed Ultimate, and definitely see that improved frame rate for sure. So let me know in the comments below, how do you guys feel about it and what do you guys want to see? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because it really does help, and hit the like, and I'll see you in the next one.